So we're doing this private session today with you two ladies because y'all are advanced English level. And last time that we were together, we spoke about what we were going to do in the immediate future. And what I wanted you to do for this week was I wanted you to look at jobs and the workplace. In other words, how you would use English on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, and on an effective basis. Okay? So what I asked you to look at last time before you came in today was the first sheet was what would you say, how do you describe what happens when you arrive at the office, okay? Would anybody like to go first? And what you want first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Ms. Ortiz.
So when I arrive to my workplace, the first thing I do is clock in. So
Okay.
I can get paid for the day.
Okay. Once you clock in, then what do you do?
Then I grab whatever material I need to start my day.
Okay. Can you specify materials? Just to expand upon your word usage with English.
I would grab I would need a pen and
Okay.
paper for most of the times,
Okay.
and I would need what do you call it? Like a tablet, I
Okay.
guess you could say. That's what I would use.
Tablet, you mean like an electronic device that you go
yeah.
through?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Good word uses. Pretty decent sentence structure. Ms. Beasley, what would you do when you arrive at the office?
I work in an office setting downtown.
Okay.
I'm usually the first one at the office. So I unlock the door and get there. And if the phone is ringing when I come in, I handle that first.
Okay.
But the first thing I would do is go over the schedule that I have for the day. See what I have to do. I would probably return any calls
Okay.
that I need to take care of first.
Okay.
And I have to deal with things that happen in the school, so I would handle that per phone call.
Okay.
That would be the most things I do in the beginning of the day.
What would be another word for dealing with things as they come at you? Could you maybe use dealing with situations in that term? You know, a situational basis. Your schedule, is that something that you do every day? Or do you set that up ahead of time? Or do you do it?
I do. I try to set up appointments and different things at least a week prior and then fill in as I go.
Okay.
What needs to be done.
Okay. How important would you say time management is in the workplace?
Very important in what I do. Very
Okay. How about, do you think that's across the board in any type of workplace environment, time management, or just to what you do?
I think time's always important, no matter what you're doing.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good job, ladies. So we've got a good conceptual basis of once we arrive at the office, you know, how to explain that very effectively, which is good. What about the workplace? Describing specifically or relatively, you know, where your workplace is at, how would you get there, etc. Okay. Anybody want to share their notes on that first?
I'll do it first.
Okay, Ms. Beasley.
I work in the downtown office.
Okay.
So
When you say downtown, what do you mean?
I live on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
So it's kind of like at the main board, the main branch in town.
Okay.
Is where my office is located.
About how many miles do you think that is from where you live in Hepzibah?
About 20.
About 20 miles. Okay.
It's like I said, it's a downtown office. It's got the parking decks because it's a busy section. It's on the second floor. Have to take an elevator up to it. It's an office kind of setting.
Okay.
There's 10 of us in this office. We do have classes that are held there, so there's a classroom setting as well adjoined to this office.
Okay. About how long have you been there?
About 20 years for the board. In this office alone, 3 years.
Okay.
3 years.
Okay. Very good. Good description. Very good description. Ms. Ortiz, how about yourself? When you talk about describing your workplace in easy English terms, what would you say?
My workplace is located right off the interstate.
Okay.
It's a really well-placed location because it's a very busy street.
Okay.
It is a very busy store as well. I would say it's about 20 people work there. There's 20 of us. And from the traffic of how many people we get into the store, I would say it would be a good 150 a day.
Okay.
Maybe.
With that volume of traffic, how important is language skills and where you work?
It is very important. It is very important. I also have some customers that come in and they speak a different language.
Right.
So
And you also speak Spanish as well, right?
That's right. So that's where I can use that opportunity to speak Spanish to them as well and help their needs and stuff like that.
Okay. So being bilingual or especially knowing the language of that country is very, very important.
Very important.
Okay. In order for you to turn a profit.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Good job today, ladies. I think that's a good synopsis of the job in the workplace. We covered arriving at the office, word usage of that, sentence structure, and setting things up of how to explain what you do once you arrive at the office and how important those concepts can be. We also looked at describing your workplace in easy manners in order to get somebody else to get to that location, or to help somebody with a sale or anything like that. Relative location and descriptive location, two different things, but both of them very effective when you're talking about location, which is a big part of the English language. And we also looked at some other things as far as how long you've worked there, et cetera, et cetera. Any questions whatsoever? Good job. For next week, what I would like you to do to hone those English skills even more, let's look at not only the job in the workplace, but also communication in the workplace and how vital that is. I would like you to look at some examples of good communication in the workplace, bad communication in the workplace. Very easy to come up with your own examples there. Yes, ma'am.
Quick question though, could you give us like an example of what a good and bad would be?
Okay. Effective workplace communication would be something that allows you to get your point across. If you're having a conflict with a fellow coworker or somebody that's coming in who has a problem already, effective communication is something that allows you to communicate with the other person and for them to understand exactly what you're trying to communicate to them. So in that respect, I would say the simpler words, the better. You really don't want to have a long, drawn-out conversation or a convoluted or complex conversation. You want to make it simple and get your point across as easy as possible. Negative communication is definitely something that allows the situation to get out of hand. It allows for one party to feel like they've been disrespected in some type of way. So try to hone those English skills to make sure that you're being simplistic and forward with your ideas to try to get your point across. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Beasley.
Thank you, ladies.
Appreciate it.